Every so often, a custom map captures the essence of what zombie players expect from an official Treyarch DLC, becoming iconic in the COD Zombies community. This one in particular might have been the most popular DLC replacement map of all time. Leviathan Remastered released on May 29, 2020, just about 5 years ago at the time of this video's release. With the launch of Warzone a few months prior, and being in the middle of Modern Warfare 2019's lifecycle, Zombies players were itching for some new content. Developers Jaybird632, HexZombies, and Awesome Pieman gave custom Zombies players their magnum opus. As their final COD Zombies modding project, they gave the community exactly what they were asking for: a Treyarch quality level Zombies map with tons of replayability and an amazing Easter egg with a boss fight. As it says in the name, Leviathan Remastered is the Black Ops 3 version of Leviathan from World at War, which came out way back in 2015. It was a well-renowned map back in the day, so the remaster release was really hyped up by the community. Leviathan's claim to fame was being Moon 2.0, or Moon but underwater instead of in space. You have a lot of the same features as Moon, such as the zero oxygen areas, excavators, jump pads, and even the map aesthetics like the airlock doors and biodome match Moon. The wave gun also makes an appearance as a wonder weapon you can get out of the box. You play as the Ultimus crew too, which really helps give the map a classic feel even if it's just voice lines. The map's location is an underwater facility that has been overrun by the undead. Outside, you have a beautiful seabed brimming with underwater fauna like seaweed, coral, and little fishies and big sharks. While inside, you are met with the cold metal laboratories and glass-roofed hallways to look out into the ocean. The map flow is a little strange, as if you don't go out of the right-hand side of spawn, then it takes you almost twice as long to get the power. There's a decent amount of open training spaces, but to traverse the map you have to go through plenty of tight hallways, so it offers a decent challenge if you get lost. And you will get lost. A lot of the tunnels look similar, and you might find yourself going in circles. Leviathan offers the standard gameplay loop of your typical Zombies map: turn on power, go to Pack-a-Punch, and do the Easter egg. But it also offers some extras. Pack-a-Punch is on the submarine you started the game from. It loops around the map and passes by different onboarding points so you can jump on. Along with the Pack-a-Punch machine, you'll find the keypad where you can enter in a 4-digit code. If you know certain codes, you can turn this map from a semi-difficult one to a cakewalk. These codes range from free power-up drops to making the excavators move, which is super helpful for the Easter egg. There are also a few locations in the map with custom traps. The fan trap sucks zombies into an underwater vortex, and the steam trap works like the standard electric trap, but it's super hot steam instead. I love this added detail to give the map more personality. Traps in general are such an underappreciated part of each zombies experience that makes them so unique. The jumping jack rounds from Die Rise show up, and you can even get a free perk if you keep 100% accuracy. This map has its own mini-boss called the Diver. It starts appearing later into the game, and he uses a harpoon gun that can impale you if you aren't careful. When impaled, you get shot back and stuck in place, and you have to melee to break free. The Diver also has a grenade spam attack where he stands still and launches a bunch of grenades out like it's a lawn sprinkler. There's a shield he puts up sometimes that blocks damage if you shoot it, but it doesn't last very long. His last unique attribute is that he can become enraged and start running around instead of walking. Now, if you think that harpoon gun he uses is pretty cool, then you're in luck. It's the main wonder weapon available on the map, besides the wave gun and ray gun of course. It's only available out of the box and works like a mini thunder gun, and is pretty decent at horde clearing. It can be pack-a-punched like a normal weapon, but it can also be upgraded in the labs with the Poseidon's Eye crystal you find during the main quest. More on that later. This upgrade makes it function like the Trap-O-Matic crossbow from Raven the Redwoods. You can shoot 2 nodes on the floor, and they will connect with a line of electricity that kills any zombie that walks through it. What sucks is that if you walk through it, you get stunned and slowed by the electricity too, so you have to be mindful with your placement. There's also a specialist weapon called the Poseidon's Wrath. It's a trident that shoots water vortexes, and it also has a solid melee attack. It also acts like a get out of jail free card, because when you activate it, it kills all zombies surrounding you, and it's pretty easy to build, as it's just parts scattered around the map. Now speaking of parts scattered around the map, the shield is available to build too if you choose. You can shoot a blast from it kinda like the one from Gorod Krovi, but water instead of fire. Now I would have liked to have seen a little side quest to build a harpoon gun somehow, instead of relying on RNG, but you don't need it for the Easter egg, so I guess it's alright. I do like how the specialist is super easy to build, so you can get set up pretty easy on this difficult map. Leviathan introduces 2 new perks to the map, and also brings PhD back. The PhD they brought here functions like PhD slider rather than flopper, but it's still nice to see here, so explosive weapons are still viable. On to the 2 new perks. One is Reserve Soda, which gives you extra magazine and reserve ammo. This perk is fantastic, because it's so simple but such a boost to have in game. You don't need to be waiting on those max ammos, and you don't need to reload as often either, making you a point farming machine. Vigor Rush is the next perk. It gives you explosive rounds. It stacks with double tap and pack-a-punch, making your damage unbelievably high with bullet weapons. Challenges and time trials show up in Leviathan. The challenges change each game and range from trap kills to staying in a certain area for 5 rounds. The green reward is a max ammo, the blue is a packed weapon, and the purple is a free perk. Doing all 3 will reward you with the God Mask. More on the masks later on. The time trials give melee weapons for completing rounds 5, 10, 15, and 20 in a certain time limit. The rewards are the Wrench, Ace of Spades, Malice, and the Path of Sorrows respectively. Personally, the only time trial worth doing is round 5, as you get a pretty solid melee weapon for the early rounds to farm points. All the other ones, while the weapon itself is cool, just don't really feel worth it. Now, masks and helmets are always some of my favorite side Easter egg rewards in any zombies map, and Leviathan has a few that are super powerful. The masks you can get are the Shark, Diver, Jumping Jack, Golden ABA, and the God Mask. The Shark Mask, which you can get from killing all the sharks swimming around the map, gives you the ability to breathe underwater and increase stamina. The Diver Mask requires you to kill 3 diver bosses with a harpoon gun. It lets you do more damage and take less damage from them, while also giving you extra HP and allowing you to breathe underwater. The Jumping Jack Mask is similar to the Diver Mask but for jumping jacks. It gives you more stamina instead of HP. The Golden ABA is my favorite, as it functions as a normal ABA, but you can still use the Hacker, and you also get more stamina and health. You get it from decompressing every area on the map. The God Mask you get from the challenges gives you more damage and more damage resistance from all enemies, along with extra stamina and HP. Once you unlock one mask, a portal opens up above the laboratories, and you get teleported to Samantha's room to pick them up. These masks add a whole extra layer of getting set up, and they're pretty easy to get if you know about them. The ones that allow you to breathe underwater are by far the most helpful piece of equipment you can have in this map. Not having to worry about drowning is such a relief. I think that's enough about the map and its gameplay features. Now, let's get into the map's main quest and story. The Ultimus crew finds themselves in the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean at a facility known as Station 8, run by Hyperion Industries. We load into the map on a submarine and an alarm blares, with the announcement saying we're about to be ejected. We make sure to take note of the keypad and pack-a-punch before being plunged into the ocean. Upon landing, we go inside the facility and put on an aquatic breathing apparatus, or ABA for short. We make our way through the overrun facility, fighting the undead until we reach the power switch. After turning on the power, the facility comes alive and we can interact with the stasis pod a room over. After pressing the big red button, a man is revealed to be floating in the pod. He introduces himself as Dr. Felix Wells. Wells is the founder, CEO, and primary shareholder of Hyperion Industries. He recognizes Richtofen and says he was placed in this chamber by the scientists because he is sick. Wells says he'll answer all of our questions if we help him out by activating the control panels to restore his connection to the station.
Who's there? If you come to liberate me? Oh, Richtofen, my friend. I was placed in the stasis chamber by the scientist. I will answer all of your questions, but only if you follow my instructions. I must get free. Connect the control panels to the corresponding locations around the base. Unfortunately, I do not know the order, so it is entirely up to you. Maybe there is a way to hack the system.
Before we go any further, Dr. Wells left audio logs around the map from when the facility was up and running. They provide some interesting backstory to this whole operation. I'll leave some timestamps on screen if you want to skip this section.
Hello, and welcome to Station 8. I am Dr. Felix Wells, founder and CEO of Hyperion Industries. As you are aware, we have gathered you all to work on a revolutionary project codenamed Leviathan. Your instructors will now begin the process of your orientation along with a complete tour of the facilities. I look forward to working with you. After all, it is a brave new world, and you are the shining beacons that guide us. The This is the personal audio log of Dr. Felix Wells. The date is May 1st, 1985. I have recently relocated to Station 8, the subaquatic research facility located in the North Atlantic Ocean. All previous locations have failed to secure a reasonable source of energy. Our current facility shows signs of promise, and excavation will commence tomorrow morning. Let us hope I am not wrong. August 15th, 1985. After many months, we have finally found the key to opening the Pantheon. However, after numerous attempts, many researchers have fallen ill. I am also saddened to report that our previous research team has passed. There it is again, that monstrous sound. Could it be what the ancients spoke of? August 21st, 1985. Despite previous setbacks, we have managed to create a rift in the lower level of the Pantheon. We have also dispatched a scouting team, outfitted with state-of-the-art exploration equipment. Yet, with no word from the unit and the spread of what we've been calling the sickness, I'm concerned we are running out of time. Yes, this is it. I'm sure of it. Oh, right. It is August 23rd? No, wait. 24th. No matter. I am joined by my research team in the lower levels of the Pantheon. I have in my possession the artifact, and I'm going to place it on the podium in the center of the chamber.
Dr. Wells, I don't think this is a good idea.
Silence! This must be done! Yes, I have done it! It is time I cross over into the void. Richtofen, if you can hear me, I have what you seek. I have the Frill device, but I need your help. Welcome to the Leviathan facility. Glad you received my message. Please, hurry.
We can only assume that after that last log, things went horribly wrong, and he was placed in the stasis chamber while the facility fell. It's not often you see custom maps that have fully voiced characters, let alone lore logs around the map, so it's a real treat to have something like this to piece together the story here. Okay, now back to the mission at hand. We have to go get the hacker from the labs, and go around to the terminals near the stasis chamber to hack them. After hacking a terminal, a node will start blinking and making noise somewhere on the map. After interacting with that, we have to do the same thing for 3 other terminals surrounding wells. After completing the hacks, we learn that the facility's power is very low and we need to gain access to uranium and a resupply submarine somewhere on the map.
Good work! Now my connection to the station is stable. However, the stasis pod that is keeping me alive is running low on power. I have been trapped in here for months, alone in this place since the incident occurred. There must be a source of power you can bring me. I remember hearing the scientists talk about a resupply submarine circling the base. Perhaps you can gain access to its supply of uranium.
We're able to release an underwater mine and blow up the submarine as it passes. It crash lands nearby, spitting out a piece of unrefined and unstable uranium. We have to take this uranium to Dr. Wells, but there's a catch. If it's out of the water for only around 5 seconds, it will explode. During this step, you have to strategically map out your route to Wells and decompress certain areas that you have to run through. I love this step as there are a few different routes you can take, and you as the player have the choice in which areas you want to sacrifice and flood with water. For example, if you would like training in the dry biodome, you can flood the labs instead. Once you make the mad dash with the uranium, Wells informs you that it must have decayed and isn't a good enough power source to use the Vril device. We'll come back to the Vril device later. He tells us that we can extract an ancient energy source from the Earth to use instead.
Yes! Power to the stasis pod has been fully... No, wait! Something is wrong! The source of uranium must have decayed over the years. We still require energy to utilize the Vril device. There exists an ancient energy source hidden deep within the earth. If you can extract this energy and bring it to me, my body can become the host for a cure.
We go outside near the labs and start up a generator to extract the energy. We're locked onto this platform area and must fill the generator with souls. After it stops taking souls, we can compress them into a new refined uranium piece. Doing this causes the whole facility's power to shut down. We have to turn on 3 backup generators. They're located in the labs, spawn, and the room before the cafeteria. Each generator activation starts a lockdown, and we must prevent zombies from attacking the panel. After all 3 are done in any order, you can go upstairs in the side hallway of Tunnel 11 and flip the backup power switch. This step is the most challenging step of the whole Easter egg, especially solo. The whole map becomes dark as the power is shut off, so most of your light comes from the flashlight on your person. The panels don't take much damage, and a lot of zombies are thrown at you in a small space. The worst part is that you don't get any max ammos until after you flip the reserve power. And the cherry on top is that there's a chance for the diver boss to pop out of a blocked off room once you complete the generator in the room before the cafeteria. After we're done, the refined uranium piece is waiting for us at the generator to pick up. I think now's a good time to say that this Easter egg is actually broken into 3 different parts. To cure Dr. Wells, we need to find 3 things: the refined uranium that we just got, the Vril device, and the Poseidon's Eye crystal. All that stuff we just went over was only for the uranium.
It was an unexpected turn of events that the entire facility's power was pulled into the generator. However, we must focus on the task at hand. Though we have restored our power source, we must utilize it in conjunction with both the Vril device and a focusing crystal known as Poseidon's Eye. These artifacts must be placed in quantum equipment, which you must biolocate here. We have no time to waste. Hurry!
Now let's talk about getting the Vril device. At the end of the first jumping jack round, a key power-up will spawn along with the max ammo. We can take this key to the office in the labs and unlock a desk drawer containing a skull. In the biodome, there are ancient ruins the scientists were researching. We can place this skull on top of an altar downstairs. This starts a soul box, and after it's full, the skull will open up a portal to the Pantheon that we hear about in the radio logs. This is the same portal Dr. Wells went through, and that sent this whole place into chaos. After we go through the portal, we're teleported to a room with 4 statues surrounding an altar. We have to use explosives to transfer the energy from the statues to the middle, and then interact with the altar. What happens next takes this map to the next level. Your character falls to the floor, and an in-game cutscene starts playing.
Come to finish the doctor's work, have you? Too bad this will be your final resting place. It's time to jump the shore.
This is the Uber Diver mini-boss. He has similar attacks to the regular Diver mini-boss, but he has 3 phases, and during each phase change, he'll jump into the middle of the room and become invulnerable while he does a wipe attack. You have to hide behind the pillars to keep safe. After defeating the Uber Diver, the 1-inch punch will become available to pick up at the altar. To finally get the Vril device, go back through the portal that's now become available, and make your way back to the office in the labs. Melee the painting behind the desk and it will fall off, revealing the Vril device in a safe. Now we have 2 of the 3 main quest components. The last one we need to get is the Poseidon's Eye crystal. To start this, we have to head over to the labs and talk to someone knocking behind a locked door. We have to let him know that we are on the outside willing to help. He flips a switch and activates Samantha Says terminals in the submarine launch facility.
Hello? Is someone there? The power's back on. So someone must be there. Oh, finally. Wait, you must be the group Dr. Wells spoke of. I'm supposed to get you... what was it now? Oh yes, the crystal. However, I'm currently trapped in this damn room. Maybe if I hit the switch. See if you could do anything on your side.
We solve a puzzle to activate Simon Says and then play a game. Once Simon says it's complete, a 4-digit code will be displayed. We must put this code in the submarine to open up a secret door with a valve in it. The next step is the valve puzzle. It's a little complicated, but the basic gist of it is that you have to place the valve in 5 different locations, then check what color corresponds to what valve number. Then turn another set of valves to the correct number. I know that's probably the worst explanation in the world, but if you want to know more about this puzzle, I suggest just watching a full-blown Easter egg tutorial. I like how this step is not something you can just cheese and remember the solution. It's different every match, so it actually forces you to engage with the map. Doing the valve step allows you to open the door the man is behind. He bursts out of the door and is revealed to be a scientist named Dr. Zav.
Overly complicated door mechanisms. Who designed this underwater facility? Okay, let's get you those crystals.
Now here comes the most fun yet annoying part of the Easter egg. We have to escort Dr. Zav to wherever he left the Poseidon's Eye crystals. Now, this man takes you on a tour of the map. His senile ass does not know where he's going. He takes a different path each game, but sometimes he'll loop back around to a spot that he's been before and just say, "Oops, I forgot." Zombies and jumping jacks will try and attack him, and if he takes too much damage, he'll go down, but you can just revive him. Once he finds the room with the crystals, he opens up a shutter door, revealing a whole bunch of them. At this point, you can upgrade the harpoon gun like we spoke about earlier.
A gift from Dr. Wells. I hope these crystals are worth the effort. Now where did I put mine goggles?
Now that we have all 3 components for the cure, we have to place them in front of Dr. Wells. But wait, we need the quantum equipment that Wells talked about to hold the items. We can hear this equipment outside the map, making a whistling noise like you would hear in the Ascension Easter egg. You have to throw a QED grenade at each one to teleport to its spot next to Wells. Once they're all there, you can place your items and the cure will begin to work.
Perfect! The cure is beginning to take effect. The final step is to pass through the ether in order for the sickness to separate from my body. Use the singularity to help me escape the stasis pod. As for our agreement with the real device, it is all yours, Richtofen. Do with it as you please.
The final step is to teleport Wells with a Gersh device to finalize the cure. Now you're probably thinking, oh man, another RNG box Easter egg to get QEDs and Gershes. But there's actually a side Easter egg to get free Gershes. All you have to do is hack this computer where that backup power switch was and fill it with souls. It'll give you a code for the submarine to get them. Also, a QED code becomes available after picking up the real device. You need to do the Easter egg for the free Gersh every time as the code changes per game, but the QED code is always 9355. Having shortcuts like this rewards map knowledge and makes things so much less of a pain in the ass because spinning the box forever for these grenades would have killed this Easter egg for me. After Wells is teleported, he thanks us by giving us a perkaholic and tells us to escape using the submarine.
Take the submarine to the surface and escape this cursed place. Thank you, my friends. I wish you luck in your endeavors.
At this point in the journey, we want to get the hell out of here. We take the submarine to the surface and come up near a container ship.
You thought you could escape. You were wrong. Release the Leviathan.
Our buddy, the Uber diver, somehow survived and is waiting to try and stop us. He releases his ancient beast known as the Leviathan, or if you played Extinction, the Kraken from Mayday, but blue. Playing this map was my first ever encounter with this boss, since I never really played Extinction, so I can't compare how this fight goes versus the Extinction fight, but this version is a giant bullet sponge. The Leviathan has a few special attacks too. He can shoot explosions from his tentacles that stun you, and he can shoot a laser beam that burns you, He can also do a wipe attack that forces you to hide out of his line of sight. All this while hordes of zombies and jumping jacks attack you. The Leviathan can also switch sides of the boat whenever he feels like it, so the fight keeps feeling fresh. Once you take down about half of its health, it'll retreat for a bit, and the Uber Diver will come back out into the field to try and take you down. He functions like his mid-round counterpart and isn't too tough to deal with. Once the Leviathan resurfaces, we keep laying into it until it's dead and flops over. Now, this is the end of the main quest, but before we can go, we get treated to an outro cutscene. It's revealed that Dr. Zav is actually the Pentagon thief and was a spy the whole time. He says this was all a part of Samantha's plan and that he's taken the Vril device to Siberia with him. We then get sent to the room and called dead and wait for rescue.
A scientist, a spy, a thief, all a part of Samantha's larger plan. Now I will be taking the Vril device. As for you, enjoy Siberia.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's it for the story and main quest Leviathan. This main quest is on par and even surpasses some of the official Zombies maps, especially nowadays. I love the choices the player can make and how they want to complete it. You can choose to go for one piece of the puzzle at a time or optimize your run by overlapping some of the steps. Also, the choices with the uranium transport step are a nice touch. Map knowledge is heavily rewarded in this Easter egg. If you know how to build and use the trident against the Uber Diver, he goes down super fast. And the subcodes are literal cheat codes sometimes that make the egg go by so fast with those excavator codes and the special grenade shortcuts. My friends and I attempt to speedrun on this map every once in a while, and each time we do it, we love theory crafting on how we can optimize it better and learns a new strat pretty much every time. Leviathan Remastered really lives up to the hype of being a DLC quality custom map that deserves the praise it's gotten over these past 5 years. Although its start was a little rough with performance issues, the developers did their best and sent out an optimization patch. A few folks also complained about the amount of doors and points needed to set up on this map, but in my opinion it's kind of a skill issue. The devs also released a patch that cuts the door prices by 250 points to try and help it out. This remaster blows the World at War version out of the water, no pun intended, both visually and gameplay wise. Obviously Black Ops 3 is a much better looking game than World at War, but they pushed the BO3 engine to its limit, with the beautiful water environments. In 2025, if you think of custom zombies, you think of Leviathan Remastered. It's the pinnacle of custom zombies, and if you haven't tried it, you need to give it a go. I hope you guys enjoyed this retrospective video on Leviathan. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more custom map retrospectives and occasional live streams. Let me know in the comments what maps you want to see me cover. Thank you all so much for watching.